Hi, my name is Suman Srivastava and I've been working in the marketing area for the last 3 decades. I'm going to talk to you about a lot of different careers in marketing that we can discover, and here's a list. The brand manager in a marketing company is like the owner of his own company. He's like a general manager. He has to analyze the market, he has to analyze consumers, he has to come up with a strategy for his brand, and he has to then execute his strategy. The brand manager makes a marketing plan at least for a year at a time, and then is responsible for the execution of it. Number one is there are people who deal with the client. That's called account management. They need to be involved with the strategy for the brand, they need to be involved with all execution for the brand, with the profitability on the brand and everything else. The second big function is a strategic function. The core job that a strategic planner does is to understand consumers, get insights into consumers. Now, what are insights? Insights are just a new understanding of why consumers do whatever it is that they do. The third group of people are people who are involved with the creation and execution of the actual communication. Creative people, again, can be of multiple types. There are some people who are good at writing, there's some people who are good at art, there's some people who are good at photography, and so on. Perhaps the most important new form is digital advertising. There are a couple of very specialized things that digital agencies have. One is called search and the other is called social. Search is what you do when you Google something, right? You search for it. Social, on the other hand, is a completely different function. This is people who are using all the new social media that there are. There's Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Snapchat, and it almost feels like every day there is a new one coming up. And somebody has to learn how to use this for the benefit of a brand. Content marketing has suddenly become an area of great expertise. Today, content marketers have become very good at producing very short form content which is actually very sticky, and producing them very, very fast, because in this fast-paced world, something that is relevant today may not be relevant tomorrow. Public relations is just a method that a brand uses to get its message across in any media other than advertising. So Media Planner looks at data, a lot of data. Some data is published data, some data is research that they've created, and use a lot of creativity to arrive at a media strategy for his brand for the whole year. The Media Planner then works with a media buyer. The media buyer is a person who talks to the different media, like the TV stations or the digital publishers or print publishers and so on, and discusses how best a deal they can get for their clients. We are a very large country with very diverse people, and truly understanding all of India and all its different consumers is a very complicated task. That is why there are research agencies. There are two kinds of research agencies. One is called quantitative and the other is called qualitative. Quantitative research people are the people who deal with numbers. So these are people who send out questionnaires which people have to fill up. Those answers are then collated and analyzed with using statistical techniques. What is it that consumers like in different media? On the other hand, there are qualitative researchers. These are people who go deep into a problem. They don't try and meet lots of consumers like the quantitative people do, but they meet few consumers but try to understand them deeply. One of the interesting new ways of communicating with consumers is called event marketing. Event management in India is becoming really important. So we see that nowadays music festivals have become larger and larger, and there is a huge opportunity for brands to communicate, etc. So this requires the existence of a lot of event managers who can conceive of these events, who can execute the events, sell these ideas to clients. You must have heard of people saying this is the age of big data, that we are giving data, consumers are giving data about themselves by everything that they do, by everything that they speak, by everything that they search, everything that they buy, etc., etc. Somebody has to analyze all this data and use it. That's what a direct marketing professional tends to do.